Welcome, everyone. We've got the Marvel Legends 1977 Spider-Man. This is a representation of the 1977 TV show look, which is quite unique from every other Spider-Man look that's been out there. Designed a little bit with more practical features to it, like physical web shooter. He had somewhat of a utility belt. Very interesting design. The packaging, as you see, really goes into this 77 logo from the TV show. I think it looks pretty cool. We've got the logo at the top also. Spider-Man on the side and an actual photo of what this guy in the costume looked like on the show. On the other side, this is kind of a reinterpretation. Looks like they took a real still and maybe did some Photoshop to it. I don't know. There is the UPC, if you want to see that. And then here is the back. And this is just figure photography. But this is done up. It's like they took a marketing picture from that time frame, because this is all real. This is like New York in the 70s, and they kind of cut out the dude that was here and put the action figure in. So that's kind of cool. And specifically, they're saying this is the Spider-Man movie. So it was kind of like, ooh, I can't remember if they did the movie or they did the series and then the movie. I don't know. I remember being a kid and seeing the TV show, and it was always rather disappointing because there was a lot of talking, just talk. A lot of people in the office like talking about stuff, like it played real into like low budget. It'd be like one shot of Spider-Man doing something crazy, just not out of context, but like, the scenes where Spider-Man is in it is very minimal, and it's like, okay, there's the shot and then that's it. Not a lot of good blending of going from one thing to another while he's in the costume. So that's the packaging. Let's start opening this guy. All right. There he is out of the box. He's got two kind of web splats. He's got some kind of like crawling hands. We'll look at that more in a moment. He does have a real piece of rope, a nice piece of rope, but an actual piece of rope and not plastic. And then they got this cool New York City looking landscape. It looks like they took a real photo and ran it through some kind of filter. So that's kind of cool. I like that. All right, so here he is out of the package, and I'm guessing he might share sculpting with the Japanese Spider-Man. We'll take a look in a moment, but that's going to be my first guess. The figure's pretty nice. The head sculpt is on point for this character. Basically had these silver metallic lenses, more like sunglass lenses, and then had the black outline around them. Pretty interesting Spider-Man symbol also on the chest. As you can see, he's got a utility belt. I don't know the lore behind why they gave him a utility belt. And then his web shooter, instead of it being hidden, within the costume, it was just like right out in the open. Yeah, I can't remember what the utility belt is meant for. I think maybe there's just more, web fluid they could refill up on. But he did not, there weren't a lot of scenes of him using his web. And when he did, he would, it was like this kind of reverse photography where they would have like a rope that would spring out of this and it would basically make like a big net. Like he was always making these really big nets. He wasn't swinging through the city. There would be shots of him crawling outside of a building and be like a stunt man on a some kind of rope holding him up from the building. But that was kind of it. So he's got these two things, which we've seen these before. They've been with a lot of Spider-Man figures, but I'm pretty sure that's what the homage is to. If these were more accurate, these would be huge because he would make these huge, gigantic, like it would cover like the whole person. It'd be like a human capturing net that he would shoot out. Then there's the rope, and we kind of talked about that for a moment, and it is a nice rope. And again, I think this is kind of an homage. Like, why did they do a rope and not plastic? I think it's to homage the actual TV show because he would shoot these huge, like thick white ropes from his web shooters. So you got that. He's got the two, balled up fists out of the package, and then he's got these crawling hands, relaxed hands, however you want to think about them. He's got two of these. So when he is crawling, I guess, maybe. Maybe something like that. That's what I'm thinking he's going to use these hands for. And that's pretty much it. And that's, for TV show Spider-Man, there's not like much else. Like the what else would there be? This guy in his normal clothes. That actor who did the Peter Parker side of it, because they had some kind of stunt double, I believe, for the actual Spider-Man shots. That guy looked a lot like comic book Peter Parker, so you could take any Marvel Legends character of like Spider-Man animated, that Peter Parker looks a lot like that guy in the TV show. All right, so let's do some comparisons. Now here he is with Japanese Spider-Man, and yeah, they pretty much are the same body. The little wrist thing is on here pretty tight, but it is removable, and I'm pretty sure it's removable on the Japanese version. And so the only difference is the head. The head is different, and the inclusion of the utility belt. I mean, even I was going to say even the paint, the red and blue areas are the same, but they're a little different, little bit different, but almost practically the same. Like they might have used the same paint mask for most of this. Yeah, the more I look at it, maybe it's the angle, but it does look like the paint mask is the same, like where the red and the blue start. Even I can see the way this kind of dips down below on each one of them. And you can see there's a red belt painted underneath it like this. So, yeah, even the paint mask seems to be the same. Like the number of lines, everything is almost identical. The spider symbols are different. But yeah, the areas where the red and the blue stop and start exactly the same. So, yeah. All right. So that is Japanese Spider-Man. Here is, I think this, okay, this might be one of the older Walmart animated Spider-Man. Just showing him off to show like how these guys kind of compare with each other. And then here is the Maximum Spider-Man. And you can see a big difference in like the number of lines painted on him. Like this guy has got like a million black lines painted on him. So, although this is a review for 77 Spider-Man, this, having these two guys finally as a kid who was born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s, but, I had a lot of fond memories about this Spider-Man, even though I hated the TV show. I really liked the design, like how, like real world it was. Like he had a belt, he had a wrist gauntlet that he shot webs out of. It was really cool. It was like odd. It was odd but cool. And then like discovering this guy like in the late 90s, when a lot of this media, basically internet had some time to cook and bake, and companies are finally starting to embrace like the old properties. And then I learned about this guy. I've been wanting these two as toys for like forever. So to have this guy and this guy now is really awesome. Now, I had this pre-ordered from Walmart. I got my order canceled like 2 days ago. I went on to the website, found my order, found the listing, favorited the listing, clicked the little link that said notify me when back in stock. As soon as I saw that, I went and ordered it. I think it might still be available for order now. I also know that the availability is regional, so I can look at mywalmart.com and it says it's in stock, and you might be in Nebraska and you look at your walmart.com and it says not in stock. So kind of be aware of that. But if you wanted this and you had an order, it was canceled, just try to keep spamming walmart.com and hopefully you can get one. But let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. And as always, tune into more videos coming up. Thank you.